The following program is sponsored by The Greek, Eady's Radio Shack dealer at 570 Altman in downtown Ely, and brought to you as a public service by Georgetown Media in Ely, Nevada. White Pine County Tourism and Recreation Board meeting, April 28, 2020.
Will come to order. Please rise and follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, we'll have public comment. We only have Judy and Kyle, Maureen, George, myself in the room, and then Errol is in the big room. We're trying to avoid feedback. So, Mr. Tatchis, do you have any public comment?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Can you come up closer?
Who all do we have on the phone?
On the phone, we have Kurt Carson, Ian Bullis, Brian Goringer, and then Errol Porter's on outside.
Who's missing?
Marietta as well.
And Marietta, sorry, Marietta. Everyone is accounted for. Thank you. Okay, we'll have Mr. Tatchis for public comments.
Thank you. Madam Chairman, on your agenda item number Roman numeral 9, the proposed agreement, space agreement with the Chamber needs to be scrapped. Again, the Chamber is a private club and does not promote other businesses other than their own members. I want to remind you again of the article in the newspaper or the ad dated September 13th, 2020, excuse me. It only lists the Chamber members. That needs to stop. We have other businesses here. If we're going to put any money in there, they need to promote the whole community. You have to pull it back. You have your job, they have theirs. You can do joint ventures, no problem, but scrap that agreement. Years ago, Ed Spear and others bought the building behind us because they're going to bring in conventions. Now it's just a storage room. We're spending money where we shouldn't be. That needs to stop. Madam Chairman, the signage needs to be addressed again. We have the arrow showing where the facilities are, but there's no distance markers. You've yet to address the signage on the front windows of the building here. Can't be seen. They blend in with the glare on the glass. Needs to be white in color so it stands out. Madam Chairman, there was nothing in the packet in regards to putting the walkway in the convention center parking lot. That center aisle walkway needs to be back. We don't want handicapped people out in the streets. Those in wheelchairs are going to have a tougher time yet. That facility as it's drawn up now or has been put up to date does not meet ADA minimum standards. The drain on the corner of Lyons on the south end is not concreted in. It cannot be asphalt. City code. The cut across the road has been patched with dirt. City code says cold mix. You guys paid for that, you need to put it in.
It's getting done.
The stop sign on the corner of 5th and Lions is yet to be replaced. It's been months. Street lights have not been addressed for months. We're portraying a poor image. I go home late at night and I always come by the center to check my property. There's no reason why we have 4 to 5 city streetlights out. We have a county commissioner, we also have a city councilman on here, they need to address that. Madam Chairman, with all money again that this board has given the county golf course, I want to know what the increase has been in play over the last 3 years. This request is 3 or 4 years old. Now they're asking for additional money. We need to check the records. I believe part of the grant process is that they give you a yearly report of what they've done with the money that you gave them last year. I've not seen any of that. I've not seen anything in regards to Mr. Spear, who was a contract with the Tour and Rec Board. again, does he have a state business license, city business license, commercial location, or home occupation? I wanna remind you again, he took over $300,000 in bonus money from this facility. Someone gonna tell me that he can't afford to pay licensing fees while others do? He was a contractor, he was not an employee. He needs to step up and prove that he was properly licensed, and you need to prove that he was, working for this board as a contractor or an employee. Employees don't get that kind of bonus. We have a city councilman that needs to give you that information, or it can be the county commissioner that sits on this board. Madam Chairman, I did not receive a copy of the corrected minutes of March 24th, 2020, which would have reflected my written comments that I presented. I requested that my comments be entered in the record as allowed by the Nevada Open Meeting Law. The minutes I have do not have what was written in that letter. That's all I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chachas. Any more public comment? Would you turn yours down, please? Hearing none, we will go on to item number 2, new business, discussion and for possible action, approval of the agenda, including removal of agenda items. Do we have anything that needs to be removed at this time? Hello, Mr. Beecher?
Hi, everybody.
Ian, did you have something?
Well, I just said the agenda looks good to me.
Okay, I take that as a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
That, Brian? Kurt, okay. Don't see your face, so there we go. We've had a motion and a second. All in favor of the agenda as written? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Moving on. Number 2, discussion and for possible action, approval of minutes, March 24th, 2020. I believe we have one small correction. Marietta?
Yes, Madam Chairman. Page 2, at the very top, the first line, it said there was not a 501c, that should be 501c3 on page 2 at the very top. And also, the last page, page 6, needs to also say 501c3. That's in the middle of that paragraph, and that's it.
Okay. Any other corrections to the minutes? And I believe it was, Mr. Chachas?
Yes, ma'am. The 501c correction she is talking about, is that reflected from my comments or, okay, I was told 501c, not a 501(3).
No, it's a 501c3 is what she's saying. That's what their entity is. And like, for instance, the chamber is a 501c6.
Okay, I was not told that, so my comments were a 501
With no C?
with no C. So you basically have to reflect what was mentioned in the meeting.
Okay, so stand corrected, then we will correct just to a 501 without any C or 3.
Excuse me, 501c is, yeah, she said 501c3. The number confuses me because I was never told that.
Well, that's definitely the correct, like the IRS designation, you're either a 501c3 or a 501c6. Most nonprofits are a 501c3.
Okay,
There's no such thing as a 501 or a 501c,
okay.
but we can reflect that.
Well, I should have been told that. You know, I'm coming after you folks, and the least you can do is say, excuse me, you got to add a number to that.
Okay, well, and I appreciate Marietta's catch on this. I had not realized that when I was
Okay.
on Zoom. And so, just to clarify, most of these, as Kyle has said, are 501c3s, but they're non-lobbying. And the chamber is a 501c6 and they can lobby. That's the difference. They're a nonprofit.
Okay.
So Mr. Chachas, would you like it just to reflect what you said?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay, so we will make no correction then. Anything else besides that?
That's it.
Okay, hearing none, do I hear a motion for this, please? Approval of the minutes.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes as stated.
Second? And tell me who, was it
Ian.
Ian?
Okay.
And is there any further discussion on this? Okay, hearing none, all in favor of the minutes as presented? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, motion carries. Okay, we'll have a discussion about the financial reports. And we actually have a hearing at 4:30, so I'm gonna try and get through as much as we can before then because it's our official budget hearing. So Kyle, I'm going to mute myself and let you,
Okay.
does that sound, and if you cannot hear, let us know.
Okay, can everybody hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. We're gonna go over the room tax report first, so this is what money was collected. And of course, this was money that was collected in March. So what you're gonna see in the comparisons, we actually weren't that bad compared to this time last year. But I'll go through exactly what those numbers are. So for the motel hotel, we collected $100,325.85. And the RV parks and campgrounds, that was $104,356.73. So actually the first time that the RVs and campgrounds collected more in room tax revenue than our lodging properties. And so what that equated to, wait a second, hold on a second, no, I take that back. RV and campgrounds equated for $4,030.80 for a total of $104,356.73 collected. What that equates to is Tour and Rec saw $66,452.17 into the budget. The railroad received $15,460.26. The city of Ely received $18,224.40. And the golf course saw $1,321.11. If you go to the room tax comparison, and we're just looking at the one comparing this year to last year, what it shows is that $104,356.73 was only down 1.6% where we were at this time last year. And I expected that because really the shutdowns didn't start happening until about mid-March, and we do have quite a bit of construction projects that are going on. It's this next month that I expect to take the biggest hit. So this month actually, all things considered, not too bad. Now we're gonna go over into the year-to-date budget. And so that's this one. The nice thing, just kidding. That's this one. Essentially, I think the big thing is because of the audit bringing the money over from last year, we do now have an operating surplus that really truly reflects the way we've been operating for this entire fiscal year, minus that auditor's suggestion. So right now we're operating at $162,492.54 of an operating surplus. Anything that was over budgeted is the same thing that's been over budgeted for the last couple months. We're still on average for payroll, for community marketing, we'll have enough money to finish out the rest of the year. And so if there's no questions truly about the year-to-date budget, I know you guys have this in your packets, but I'm just glad that we had our augmentation and that this now truly reflects the surplus that we have. Any questions? All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, Kyle. I'd like to go to the next agenda item, and that would be the ratifying the bills. And again, I want to disclose that I have an interest in Bath Lumber, so we'll be approving that separately. So if you could look through your packet for the bills, and if I could ask one of you, Ian, maybe if you could come in, or Kurt, and sign a bill, or sign a check in the next day or so, that'd be great. We have one that needs to be signed.
Not a problem.
Thank you. Okay, so the list of payables for approval. Do you have any questions on those, or anything for Kyle as far as any questioning? Okay, I'd entertain a motion for approval of the bills, less the Bath Lumber bill, so include the check numbers and take away the check number for Bath Lumber.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we pay checks 24604 through 24642 in the amount of $96,333.16.
Minus back lumber.
Minus Beth Lumber.
I'm sorry, minus that number, which is check 24620 minus that.
A motion has been made by Marietta. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. All right, the next one is number 6, number 5, and that's the approval to pay the Bath lumber bill, and I believe that's 24620 in the amount of $163.44. And again, I will be abstaining from that.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we pay check number 24620 in the amount of $163.44. That number.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Marietta. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And 1 abstention. Thank you. And let's see, we've got a few minutes. Good. The approval of the budget for FY 21-22.
That'll be 4:30.
Oh, excuse me, that's right. So we're going to do number 8 for selection of an auditor. And so I'm going to do my trick and go out of the room so you don't get backbeat again. And so, and we'll let Kyle talk about the auditor, and then I'll come back in for the next agenda item.
Okay. So it was nice, the Department of Taxation gave us an extension on going in and naming the auditor. We had to do this last month, but we reached out to a number of people. We only got one response back. It was Terry Gage out of E.D. Bailey Company. They do Elko Convention and Visitors Authority. They do a number of the other smaller rural communities across Highway 80. And so Terry Gage was the only one that submitted a proposal. Her proposal came out to the exact same price that Robert Moore quotes us. It was $12,000. And so my ask is that we go ahead and approve Terry's proposal in the amount of $12,000, and so I can let the Department of Taxation know who will be doing our audit for this last year. Good question. I would imagine, first thing we would reach out and be like, okay, you've got the position, and then I would assume the audit process starts about the same time every year when fiscal ends. So she would probably get going. When was Robert out here last time? It was really like late summer, early fall, because our fiscal ends June 30th, so they would start looking at it after that time. I would imagine it would be sometime late August, September when we would get the ball rolling. Terry Gage from E.D. Bailey to the amount of $12,000.
Can't hear, Kyle.
Ian made the motion, and Marietta seconded. I'm recording the whole thing, George.
That's fine. Yeah, for those in the audience, we can't hear what's going on.
I duly noted.
Okay, okay. It's only gonna last so long.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, James.
So we have the counter proposal from the chamber. It is significantly different from what we've proposed. So I'm going to essentially summarize that and then elicit any feedback on how you would like us to proceed. So basically, as everybody's aware, our proposal was to, what we would be doing is help renovate part of their building. We would also be providing a coverage for the reception area in the way of an employee to free up the chamber to do their business and also kind of beautify their area. And in exchange for that, we would be getting rent free to occupy that area. What they have countered with is that we buy the building for $100,000, that we still renovate the area on our cost, that we still provide the employee to man that area, and that we also give them 5 years of free rent to occupy the remainder of the building. So again, whether you want to do this or not is a policy question, and that's really up to you guys, but it is very significantly different from what we had initially contemplated. So I was just looking for some feedback from the board.
Thank you, Mr. Beecher. My first response on this is, I really think for due diligence with taxpayer money that we need to get a more formalized audit, or not audit, an appraisal of the building before we can proceed entertaining it. That would just be my recommendation, and that will determine a lot of how we go forward.
I agree with you. I think it's a good place
I
to start.
agree with it too.
Yep, yep. It's not a bad idea in concept. At first, I kind of thought, oh, that sounds weird, but the more I thought about it, you know what? We've talked about, Kyle's got some great ideas for that whole area anyway, and expanding our inventory of available buildings and all of that kind of stuff. Maybe not a bad plan, but definitely would like to know where it actually appraises at. I'm not sure about the 5 years of free rent. I think buying the building from them ought to be adequate, but we'll see. Perhaps a reduced rent.
So, Brian, how do you feel?
I agree with Ian, that rent seems a little crazy, being that we're buying it, but we should see what the price of the building really comes out to be, because, you know, if it's cheaper than what we imagine, maybe we could counter offer them and see where we're at, and then offer them maybe some rent for a little bit. I don't know about 5 years.
Kurt?
Yeah, I kind of agree with everybody too. We need to get a price on the building, and in the meantime, maybe we can come up with a solid plan of what we would like to see done down there and how we want to run it, what it's going to look like.
So, I know with appraisals that, of course, they go on the comparables, recent comparables, and there is a comparable for commercial property in the west end of town that is considerably larger. It's a whole block, and it was $112,000. It is a metal building, however, it's a whole block with this building, and so for $112,000, it really changed the scope for an appraisal, whatever it is that we get. I'm not sure it would come in at $100,000. That's how appraisals go, is the most recent comps. So, and without having an appraisal, we really don't know. So, could we maybe task Mr. Horvath to contact some people and see if we can't get some type of an appraisal on the building before we go forward?
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. As long as it's within the amount, which I imagine it would be, that Mr. Horvath can authorize on his own, he can go ahead and get that appraisal. And just to be my recommendation, just because everybody here is a fiduciary of this public money, that we discount the rent to the extent that the purchase price is discounted from the appraisal. Would at least be a good starting point for negotiations if we want to go in the direction of purchasing.
Well, and we certainly want to be fair for both sides, and obviously the White Pine Chamber of Commerce too. So we're both nonprofits
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, let Ian go for it. I'm upgrading Zoom so our meeting doesn't get cut off in 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
Hey, so, long story short, at the last meeting, I told you guys we were having a gentleman come out to give us a realistic assessment on whether or not a ski resort, a mountain resort, would be a sustainable option here. There was a mix-up in the communication. I'll take the blame for it, even though it sounds like it was just all around weird. I didn't understand that he was expecting us to put a contract in place before he came. And not a contract in terms of what he was gonna do, but he's a busy man and he's a high dollar executive, and I'm not gonna fault him. He just wants some compensation to take his time to come all the way out here and do that. And so he just didn't communicate that very clearly when we were talking, and I didn't understand it. So now that we do understand and I know exactly what it takes, I'm just bringing it back to the board. It seems completely reasonable to me. He's honestly, at his hourly rate, he's probably asking pretty low to come out for 3 days and spend some time with us and do this. So that's all I'm looking for, is just approval to compensate this man to come out and potentially cause a life-changing event for our county.
Ian, this sounds really exciting, and I think that having a professional we have to pay for these things. It's not a pipe dream. We'd all love to see that type of a facility here, or at least I certainly would. So, any discussion, Brian? Do you have any input on this?
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea to have them come out. I mean, it's hard to get any kind of ski resort management group to come check out anywhere. I think it'd be best to schedule it for possibly in August when the snow's actually melted, so we can take them around these places that we're interested in seeing and get a good idea of what he's going for. Because right now it'd be hard to even get him up to the resorts.